All right, we will call this meeting of the City Council to order, our first meeting of 2024. If you'd all join me in pledging allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please note all members of the council are present. We will go to the agenda. To the best of my knowledge, we don't have any additions or deletions, so the chair would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as written.
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilor Buller. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries. We will go to the approval of minutes. We have our December 18th special city council meeting. Chair would entertain a motion to approve those.
Go ahead.
Oh, I will.
Motion by Councilor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we go to the minutes of December 18th, the regular city council minutes. Chair would entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilor Buller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Wagner. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes, motion carries. We'll go to the claims and approval of payments. We have a resolution before you. We have city transfers to the 101 General Fund from the 812 Lodging Tax Fund of $433.17. Accounts payable, International Falls claims of $852,431.39. Airport commission claims of $75,564.41. And airport major capital projects of $30,452.99 for a total of $958,448.79. Chair would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution for the payments and claims.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Councilor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Councilor Buller. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Go to audience. Anybody in the audience that has anything to bring forward that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, there will also be an opportunity later in the meeting. The first order of old business we have is approve the second and final reading of Section 308, the rubbish and garbage ordinance. Chair would entertain a motion to approve that.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Councilor Wagner. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we have the second and final reading of the contract ordinance for a 1.5% increase in sanitary sewer rates effective 1/1/2024. Chair would entertain a motion for the second reading of that.
So moved.
We have a motion by Councilor Buller,
I'll second.
second by Councilor Kaler. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I will vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we have licenses. On the consent agenda, there's one license, which is True North Properties, a snowplow license. We have allow necessary expenses for the mayor and council to attend the legislative events that pertain to city business this next legislative season. We have allow necessary expenses for the mayor and councilors to attend the 2024 Elected Leaders Institute. There's two programs. One is going to be in Alexandria, the other one is going to be in Plymouth. Your choice on which one you'd like to attend. Approve the travel and training for education expenses for building official Kelly Myers. There's three classes that he is looking to attend, and approve the necessary expenses for the office clerk and to attend permit tech training at the Annual Institute for Building Officials in Minneapolis, and approve the 2024 mileage reimbursement rate. Chair would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Councilor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Wagner. No discussion on a consent agenda. We will call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I will vote yes. Motion carries 5-0. This meeting is already going way faster than the last one. We'll go to new business. Approve city support for activities around the Arrowhead Ultra 135, January 29th through 31st. Jackie and Ken, please come forward. Probably not the weather you're hoping for.
I don't know.
You worked a little
Low
harder.
finisher rate.
Say what?
We have a low finisher rate, so that's good for us, for trophies.
Oh, excellent.
Would be really tough.
Yep, I don't have to limit.
So I left you all a note here, but this would be our 20th annual Arrowhead Ultra, January 29th to the 31st. Similar to other years, we would love to start at Cary Park Arena for the morning start, 7 a.m. We'd love our banner hung across the street by Smoky Bear Park. Police presence at the first couple road crossings, and fireworks. We're the only race that starts with fireworks, and folks love it, so thank you if we're able to do that. This year we have people coming from Argentina, Australia, Canada, Italy, Netherlands, USA, Brazil. 99 on bike, 84 on foot, 3 on kick sled, 5 on skis.
And 32 of them are gonna do it unsupported. We'll see about that. So,
When you first started, you said that the weather would cause it so you'd have less finishers. Why would that be? It would seem like the more harsh the conditions,
You can't get through the swamps.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hard to ski with no snow.
I suppose.
They get wet and then they get chilled.
oh, wow.
I mean, so if you're walking on a snowmobile trail,
Yeah.
pulling your gear, life is okay, but if you're trying to hump through something that there's no trail, it's awful.
Wow, things I don't think about because I don't do that.
I just did one this weekend in Wisconsin, and they had no snow to start and ice to finish,
Oh, wow.
so, yeah.
That several racers fall and break collarbones. So it was bad.
Oh, my gosh. And this is one of the most,
50 hardest races on
50,
earth.
yeah, that's the words I was looking for.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad we can start it in International Falls.
And there's also, in the year of the polar vortex, there was 2 documentaries done, and one has been released, and he's been doing film festivals around, and hopefully we're going to, around the U.S., and they've been going very well, and it's very well done, so hopefully it will be here for that weekend.
Yeah, they're-
Excellent.
We're trying to get it up here for that weekend.
That'd be great.
That would be fantastic.
It's pretty good. It has you laughing and then it has you really sad, you know, so there's the emotional gamut is through the whole thing.
It's almost like a city council meeting. All right, so we have the items before us to assist with the Arrowhead 135. What is the council's pleasure?
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve by Councilor Buller. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Holden. Any questions or discussion? Chief, everything good for your side? Okay, and I think Ted, any issue with,
The only issue we may have is the banner if it conflicts with ice box days.
Last year, you guys hung it on top of each other, one
So
higher, one lower.
that's about the only thing that I see being an issue, we just gotta figure that out.
Thank you.
I have the new dates coming next week, so I'll get it to you right as soon as I get those.
Fantastic. All right, we have a motion and a second. I'll call the question.
Aye.
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 And I'll vote yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
I'll be
Thanks,
there at Cary Park to open it up in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Good job.
I do find it funny that that is on the mayor, and I love it, because it's just bizarre. I love it. All right, next we have a resolution authorizing the execution of a Minnesota Department of Transportation airport agreement grant excluding the land acquisition. Chair would entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
We have a motion by Counselor Buller. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Kaler. Discussion? Call the question?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I will vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we have the recommendation of hiring a utility supervisor position. Ted, you want to come up and talk about how we did the interviews, how we picked the people, how we got to this point?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. We had 3 applicants. We interviewed all 3. All 3 of them were very good candidates. We felt that the one that we opted for had a better skill set for managing people, staff, and had a lot more supervisory experience than the other 2 applicants.
Okay. Who was on the hiring committee?
Councilor Buller, Mike Wallace, Sherry, and myself.
Excellent. All right, so we have so the candidate that you chose was Steve Crosby?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the chair would entertain a motion to approve the hiring of Steve Crosby for utility supervisor.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion by Counselor Holden. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Counselor Buller. Discussion? When would the hire date be? January 3rd,
January 13th.
tomorrow. Excellent, let's do that. All right, we have a motion and a second. We'll call the question.
I will recuse myself for being his very good friend.
Okay.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, so we have 4 for the motion, 0 against, and 1 abstention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ted.
Next, we go to approval of payroll dates every 2 weeks on Tuesday, commencing 1/9/2024. Chair would entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Counselor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Wagner. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we have a resolution delegating authority to make electronic fund transfers to the finance officer and the city administrator for 2024. Chair would entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll move.
Second.
We have a motion by Counselor Kaler. We have a second by Counselor Wagner. Discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we have a resolution approving designated depositories of city monies. Chair would entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved.
We have a motion by Counselor Buller. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Counselor Holden. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, considering adding a internal public safety committee and setting up meeting dates. This is from one of the conversations that we had last month. And the more I thought about it and the more that I had spoke with the city administrator about it, it kind of makes sense that we have an internal committee to discuss with public, or with fire and ambulance and the police on situations that they have, because we don't have a outlet for them to come anywhere but right to committee of the whole or to the city council. So it was a recommendation, and I put it on since it's the beginning of the year for consideration of the council. So Chair would entertain a motion first to add the Public Safety Committee.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Counselor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Wagner. Discussion?
Just that I think now that we don't have a civil service commission, that this would be a good way to pick up some of the slack or maybe some of the things that they did. So I think that'll be a good idea for
Excellent.
those.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. So now that we formed the committee, it's my intention to put Counselor Wagner and Counselor Holden on that committee. So I would guess I would request from you guys what would make sense for you guys to be able to meet with staff for that particular meeting, once a month.
Afternoons work best for me.
I'm pretty good, yeah, afternoons are good,
Every afternoon?
just about.
Once a month?
Unless it's deer
Yeah,
season,
yeah.
and then you,
Well, then, yeah. Once a month except for November?
Yeah, sure.
yeah, we just skipped November.
So what, Mondays work for you guys?
Yeah, that'd be
What
fine.
What Monday would you like to do? There are meetings the 2nd and 3rd. Second and first, sorry. So the 3rd would be open if you wanted to do like afternoon on the 3rd Monday of the month.
Is that okay with you,
Would
Tim?
that put it outside of the two council meetings?
It would put it right prior to the second council meeting.
Okay, all right. Just in case there's something that needed to go
Yeah.
to council.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
So 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock?
sure.
Yeah. 3 o'clock is good.
3 o'clock is good. 3 o'clock is good. So Chair would entertain a motion to have that meeting time, 3 o'clock on the 3rd Monday of the month.
I'll move.
We have a motion by Counselor Kaler. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Buller. Discussion? Call the question.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Next, we go to mayoral appointments of internal and external committees. Historically, we've done them all individually. I do have all the information here in front of you. If anyone has any questions, let's talk about those first. And if not, if we could just approve them all. There is 2 vacancies that we're still looking for. One is on the Zoning Board of Appeals, and one is going to be on the Planning Commission. We are not going to deal with the North Cooch Area Sanitary District because we don't have anybody, and we're still seeking applicants for that position. I believe we have 2 openings that are on that.
The 2 reappointments, and the dates are February 1.
Yes.
is the appointment date as well. So we do have time.
So
So
who are the two?
Thompson
Brian's one.
and Briggs.
Brian and who?
Thompson.
Oh,
Robert.
Robert, okay.
And if Mr. Thompson wants to be reappointed, I have no problem reappointing Mr. Thompson. I have not reached out to him or spoke to him yet. But with Brian being outside of the city and his wife being the director, I told him when 3 years ago or 4 years ago, when his appointment came up, that I would not be reappointing him, but I was going to leave him on because we had a young appointments on that committee. So now that we're at the point where we're looking for somebody else, I'm not going to reappoint Brian. He's well aware of that, so. With that being said, if there's any questions you have on any of the committees, I'm more than willing to answer those questions. If not, I would entertain a motion to approve all the committees that are before you.
So moved.
We have a motion by Counselor Buller. Do we have a second?
second.
Second by Counselor Holden. Discussion? Hearing none, call the question.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye. Aye.
And I'll vote yes, motion carries 5-0. Any other business to come before the council? Hearing none, we'll go to reports of the administrator, attorney, and department heads. We'll start with the city administrator.
I have nothing additional this evening, Mayor.
Now the city attorney?
I have nothing.
Super sad. Department heads? They're just happy. All right. Reports of the mayor, council committees, boards, and commissions.
Well, I just have one, I should have, our previous here with committees, I see you're appointed to the Charter Commission.
Yes.
I don't know how many we are allowed to have on as council members, 1 or 2, unless someone looked it up. I know we can have 1.
I didn't know that that was a part of the charter.
I believe so, yeah.
In the event that that's a problem.
Well, it's not for me, I'm good, I'm fine with having you on there.
Yeah. Well, and my working theory is, given my future circumstances, I think it would make a ton of sense to have a council member and a previous council member be on that board, or, but we'll find out, we'll verify that, and if that's the case, I will definitely find someone else. It is not my intention to do anything there. Anything else from council committees, boards, and commissions? We'll start with Walt.
On the airport commission, I think one of the big things that came out of our last meeting was we're finally looking into the rental rates on the hangars that are out there. In researching it, we found that nothing's been changed since the original lease was there, and at least for a regular size hangar rate, there's $350 a year. So checking into what other facilities and what other airports are charging, and that'll be addressed at our next meeting. And the letter's being sent out to all the hangar owners so that they're aware of that, and if they want to come to the meeting, they sure can, and that's going to be discussed there, so.
Well, and I think that that's one of the things that we had the discussion with the county, that it's not so much, you have to cut your expenses, but we also have to figure out how we can raise revenues, and I think that that's a
And it's
valid-
another instance of what happens with these agreements and stuff. They get made and then don't get followed through with. It should be reviewed every 3 to 5 years, so.
Right.
So anyway, that's what we're working on right now, and that would be of importance anyway, for sure.
Appreciate that. Counselor Whitman.
Just letting everyone know that we probably won't see anything on the cannabis stuff till 2025,
Saw that, yeah.
most likely, so. If something comes up, we'll bring it back up in legislation and land use, but for now, we're gonna put it on the shelf until we hear something more. What else we have on there? No update on the ambulance taxing district, other than what you guys already know. And no update on annexation of the airport.
Anything else? I just want to say thank you, and I know that you ended up missing out last 2 weeks ago when we had our lunch with the council. I was slightly saddened that we opened it up to the community and the only ones that showed up was the council. However, it definitely benefited us to be able to sit down and chat and have some good conversations about what's going on. And I would have loved to have had some community members been there as well as department heads and city staff to just come out and be able to chat with the council when we're not in such a formal setting. I would like to do it again, not necessarily immediately, but maybe quarterly. Maybe every 3 months we do something like that, just so we can sit down, have a lunch and sit down and chat, because it was very beneficial to not necessarily just talk about city business, but also talk about some city business in a different setting. It did feel really, really weird, though, as people were getting food at Sammy's Pizza from the buffet, looking in the room, and there's just the city council in there, like we were doing something dirty and wrong, which we totally were not.
Everybody learned about backroom politics in history class. But I'm smart enough not to do it there.
Let's not have that as your campaign headline. So, Anyways, again, that was a really good event, and again, it was not well attended, but it was definitely well worth it, so.
And I have one more question for the people on Zoom. Is that really Christina Myers, or do you think she's helping her dad out to do Zoom?
The world will never know.
Oh, all right.
All right, we'll go back to audience. Anybody from the audience have anything to bring forward? We have in your packet correspondence from the Board of Commissioners from the county, their minutes from December 12th, their agenda for this morning. Our next meeting will be also on a Tuesday, January 16th, due to observance of Martin Luther King Day. So our next meeting is January 16th, 2024 at 5:30. This meeting is adjourned.